Hello, my dear people. How are we? It's been a while. We are in quarter four now. This year has been moving fast. 2 months left, more or less, before we're entering 2025. So, yeah, let's enjoy it. It's been a hectic week, hectic year, but we are making progress every day. So, let's get straight into this weekly analysis like we always do and try to figure out what the market is telling us, right? So we can start with this monthly chart on the US index, the DXY, and we are in this huge push, right? We did have this swing low being taken out, right? I don't know if you can see it, but we do have this swing low, but I don't count it as a like a break of structure. But what we can see is that price pushed up. We pushed up. We made this break of structure, this swing high. We made a higher low, right? So, and then we pushed up once again, and we took out this internal structure, this swing low too, from this high, from this low to this high. This is a swing low. How can you say internal low, right? So, and from there, once price took out this swing low, we pushed up quite aggressively. This is a monthly candle, so we still have around 12 days left before this is closed, but as it looks now, it looks quite bullish. And at this moment, we have not respected this monthly CB. But I am still expecting a pullback from around this level because we can see that this is quite a good structure point where this level, which is marked as a weekly level, we can see that it has worked as resistance and support quite a lot, and I am expecting price to get a reaction from this high, and from there we need to see what price wants to do. So let's go down to the weekly, and we can see that we are quite bullish. We have left this weekly busy. This white line is our daily bearish order block, which will be much more noticeable when we go down to the daily time frame. But we can see that we are quite bullish at this moment. We are not seeing any signs of weakness until we go down to the daily, where we can see this bearish engulfing on daily once price came up to this bearish order block, and now we tapped into that and got this sign, but this doesn't mean really anything. We need to see some more, but this is a sign that okay, the bears we have quite a bearish push, bearish pressure from this point. So this does not mean necessarily that we are going to go down all the way, even though I am still bearish. We do have this market maker buy model, whatever you want to call it, where we have we have sell side here, we wick down before pushing up, and then we wick down once again before this low, before pushing up. So we can still see price getting back to this range where it moved quite for a while sideways. But we need to see. I would like to see price get back under this purple line, which will which is our equilibrium. And when we buy below, if we want to buy below the equilibrium, right? Because then we are buying in a discount. And above, that's a premium. So I would like to see some, I would like to see price getting back here. And if we are seeing some bullish signs where price is respecting lows, it doesn't have the power to go down even lower, then we need to see what price wants to do, because we could still see this push also. But at this moment, I'm looking very much to, I would like to see some sells from this point. Okay, so that's USD, that's DXY. On the H4, we can see this swing point almost being taken out, and then we can see if we could, because on the weekly we do have this swing point being broken. So we are bullish on the weekly at this very moment. And if we go down to, yeah, so we can see lower high, lower low push. Now we're waiting for maybe for a pullback before maybe going long, but I'm still short. But we need to see. I'm open to both probabilities. And here's the same thing. You can see price ranging, one liquidity grab once, and then twice, and then push up. So that's the DXY. Okay, let's go down to the euro. So the euro for me is looking, quite bearish, because if we start from the monthly, even though this is not a new month, but we are in this push, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We then made a switch where we broke below this low, closed below it, and then we have failed to made any attempt to go even further up. So we failed to push up, and now we did push up, and then we saw this breakout structure on the weekly. And this is what I mean. This swing low made this push up, then broke below. And now we need to see price. I would like to see price getting back to this weekly CB before entering any shorts. Because this is a short setup for me. We do have this break. And from there, we never closed below here, but we made a lower low compared to this one, pushed up, and then at a premium from this high. If I were to look for some sales, that would be above this equilibrium, this purple line, and look for some short, and then from here you could definitely hold definitely. So let's see how it plays out. But euro is looking very bearish at this moment. So this could be in the sense of when now DXY is pushing down, maybe back to this range, because this is whole, I see this whole as a range, and then we broke above. And what price does usually is when we have this range and we broke above or below, we come back to retest this area. Okay, so we come back and retest this area, and then we push above. We continue this push up, right? And that's what's going to happen now when DXY is getting back to this range. We could see a pullback on the Euro USD. That's what I hope. Price has now respected this daily bullish order block, the opening of that, tapped into it, and then we saw this bullish engulfing 2 on the daily on Euro USD. So now the play from here is I want to see price getting back to this area to then continue down. That's basically it. Okay, so from here on we are looking very much on looking for some longs. If we go down to the H4, we can still see that we are in this H4 range. And we can see a price is disrespecting bearish PIDA raise in the form of a CB and all of that. So once price has broken above this high, we could see this kind of play where we maybe respect this bearish order block, getting a pullback to this to this H4 bullish order block, and then we could see a possible push up. Right. So that's Euro USD. So from here on, short term, we're looking to take longs. Okay. DXY short term, we are bearish. So that's that. Okay, and now we have GU. So we have GU. We don't really have any support being formed right now. So for me, I would definitely look for some longs. Definitely, that's my play here. As you can see, let's start from the weekly perspective. It's more or less the same play here. You want to see price getting back to this weekly busy, which works as an inverse fair value gap now, right? Because we did have this weekly bullish fair value gap, we broke below, disrespected that, broke below, and now we're waiting for this retest to then continue down to this maybe weekly BC or even lower, right? So I'm also currently looking very much on some long plays here. We can see a price respected this H4 bearish order block. We wicked, but then we create a new one, failed to respect that one. So we can definitely see that we are very much more bullish. Bulls are in control. So, but the real, I would say, if we want to play conservative and safe here, we should play with this one, as I said previously, that we want to see price break above this strong resistance, and then see some kind of build-up play and then continuation. That's basically it. So GU is looking bullish too, nothing too crazy there. Let's get to the green side. Then we have AUD USD. And this is the weekly. We have taken out some external liquidity, and after that we saw this bearish engulfing, right? But we are still in a good position to look for some longs from this level. Daily busy. We did close below, but that doesn't mean anything really. But if we want to see some, I'm not going to look for any shorts on the dollar pairs really. But we can see that we have this gap. So let's mark that up with this weekly level. So I don't think it's a coincidence that we have a gap at this weekly level. So I could see that if price comes back to this level, that we really could see a continuation to the downwards. But we need to, the thing is, I don't want to look for short because we are not in a premium, but we could see that price is currently so on the H4, on the daily we are still bearish, right? We are still in this play here. On the H4 we are still bearish with this one, and we're now getting quite a lot of rejections from this strong area of support and resistance, or structure I would say. So if we go down, we can see that this has worked as a, that's usually how I work. I can draw it. You can see support, 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 resistance. It acted as support, 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 resistance here, and it works quite good at this resistance too. So honestly, AU and AUD has now, honestly, since we saw this break of structure here, after taking out liquidity, we could really see a huge drop here. So let's mark this up as a strong high. Weak low. Let's see if price could go back up here to this area, then this level would be violated. But I like the fact that we have equal highs here, so that will definitely be our draw of liquidity, and then we could see this drop. We do have this small M15 imbalance. this all is internal. Internal liquidity. Okay. So I could really see this kind of play. So AUD is looking more bearish, honestly. The very fact that we are bearish on the H4, we are bullish on the weekly, we're bearish on the daily, we're bearish on the H4, we're bearish on M30. So something is telling me that AUD will be quite weak. And yeah. So we are bearish on the H4. We have this swing point here, pushing below. We have this, let's change it to quite a lot of colors. I don't want it to be, let's be structured. Okay, so we do have this support and resistance area. Quite a lot of rejections from this area. On the M30 now, we did take this liquidity and then we broke below. And this is definitely a swing point on the H1, so we closed below there. So now, this is definitely a play where we could definitely see some kind of rejection from, and then we could go quite a, and we are also taking shorts from a premium, and let's see what price does. Okay, so this looks as a good setup, honestly. This one looks like a good setup. Yeah, that's basically it. And then we can take a quick look at NSD USD2, which is it's moving quite a lot like AUD. So and it's the same here. We are in this, I have marked up, or I have noticed that we haven't closed below, but we are still making lower low. We're weakening below. So, but I don't see any real aggressive bullishness kicking in, so that's no issue for me. And then we have liquidity, and then we do have this low that made a high. So we are bearish on daily, we're bearish on the H4 still, and we need to see some shift on the M30, which we have here. But the thing here is the fact that it's really no issue. It's from the fact that we close below, and this was really no high, specific high, but yeah, this one doesn't look as clean maybe. This is still that previous daily high. So let's see how price behaves. But let's see what this one does during Asian. Okay. I see you soon. This is the weekly analysis for week 43. Take care.